Do you remember the parable of the servants that were given talents by their master? Do you remember the one that was given 5 talents, 2 talents, and the one that was given one? The one that was given 5 talents doubled it and made it 10. The one that was given two doubled it and gave it to the next person. He doubled it and made it 4. But the one that was given one, do you know what he did? He carried it, he buried it, and he said he knows that his master is a wicked man that wants to reap where he did not sow. And he kept it. And as he kept it, when his master returned, the master collected it from him and gave it to the one that had 10. Why? Because he didn't use it. He didn't double it. He didn't do anything to it. So God doesn't want you to just hold yourself. And God has put gifts in you. God has put talents in you. There's that thing that you know how to do. There's that thing that when you use your hands to do it, it grows, it blossoms, it flourishes. And you know those things. Or if you don't know it and you're like me, you're trying to discover it, you're trying to find it, you should be on the side of the world of the internet. So he doesn't just want you to just sit on your hands and be like, oh no, he doesn't. Okay? Let me be real with you. For a long time in my life, I used to say things like, money isn't everything. As long as I'm content, I'm fine. I don't have to rush anything. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. And all of that. But the truth is, I am honestly tired. I am tired of looking at people. I am tired of seeing people getting to those financial steps, those financial goals that I so admire. I am tired of seeing people doing things that I didn't know was possible, and I'm just wowed and in awe and blown away. I'm tired of seeing my age mates, people that we literally started together. I'm tired of seeing them hitting milestones in their life, things that has put them on edge with respect to time. I am tired of seeing those stuffs like that, and I have decided I am strong on what I am saying. I am so strong on my word right now. Something has to change. That mindset that I had for a long time, and I know you watching this right now, you also had some of those mindsets, believing that money isn't everything, that it's okay to be a little bit broke for a while, and no, 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 no. So today I want to share with you why my mindset about money had to change and why your own mindset too should change. Now here is my old money mindset. I used to think that if you had a lot of money, you were not so spiritual. I used to think that if you had a lot of money, then you were not being humble. I always used to think that having a lot of money came with arrogance. Like the more you have money, the more arrogant, the more rude, the more you just feel like everyone is under you kind of vibe. I kind of used to associate money with stress, with pride. And you know that scripture that says money is the root of all evil, when it's actually the love of money being the root of all evil. Those are the kind of mindset that you find me around, you find me having about money. And guess what? Because of all of this mindset, I avoided learning about money. I avoided talking about it. I didn't want to find myself listening and calling and dabbling with numbers. I completely avoided it totally. I just avoided growth when it boiled down to finances, and I totally gave it space. Do you know what? It is way easy for you to criticize money when you don't have it. It's so easy for you to be like, oh, all those rich people, they think they know it all, they think they have it all. It is way easy for you to be on that side criticizing it when you don't have it. But I don't think I've ever seen rich people criticize each other and be like, oh, he has so much money, that's why he think this. Oh, she has so much money, that's why she's doing that. You know, and you've seen rich people drag themselves for having too much money. Please let me know. I want to say it. I literally want to go through. Crazy thing is, as much as it's so easy for you to criticize people who have money, try being broke and praying for money for your next data subscription, or try being in a broke state and trying to handle a lot of responsibilities around you, or sit and you're thinking to yourself, oh my god, where is the next money for my data going to come from, so that I can post a video, or so I can even come online and just chat with a few friends and others. And you understand why, as little as it may seem to you, you really need money. Long time in my life, my mindset about money was filled with fear, guilt, and totally avoiding responsibility. And I used to think that if I ignored it, somehow I would still become successful. I used to think that, oh, I don't need to think too much about money. No, don't stress your brain about it. What's going to happen is you're going to finish school, and as soon as you're done with school, you're going to go for NYSC immediately, and you're going to be earning during your NYSC because, okay, and then after you're done, you're going to get a job and you're going to start earning. So you don't need to think too much about it. Money will just come to you. You don't need to stress. But the older I got, I started to realize it doesn't really work like that. Yeah, it might work like that, but the kind of life that I wanted to live, it was not going to work like that for me. And avoidance is not necessarily faith. And the more I delayed growth, the more I stayed stuck. The more I was delaying myself from thinking about it, from hitting this issue, from understanding what was going on, the more I stayed stuck. The truth that shifted everything. The older I realized, the more I started to see that money is not evil. Like whoever said money is the root of all evil lied. Whoever said if you have money you're arrogant lied. Those people just had traits and characteristics naturally embedded in them, and then when the money came, it elevated everything. It put a light above everything. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it was the money that brought about that. Hold on. I'm not disputing the fact that there are people who, when they have money, they tend to be rude, they tend to be arrogant and all of that. The money is not what is making them that way. I can say it, quote me anywhere. ICONIA said it. It's not the money that's making them be that way. They were already rude. They were already arrogant. They were already insultive to people. And then now they have the money. It's also like a plus to them. So kill that mindset that thinking that, oh, if you have money, you're going to be a rude person. If you have money, you're going to be an arrogant person. It is wrong. I started to understand that money is a tool. Yes, money is a tool. Having a lot of money gives you enough time. Because if you look at it, the average Nigerian person is always thinking about money. I mean, I've seen a lot of memes, a lot of WhatsApp status and Twitter, X and Instagram, and they're like, what's on your mind? Money is on my mind. So when you already have money, you have time to think about other things. You have time to chase your purpose. You have time to focus on what God asked you to do. You have time for God when you have money. Because now you know you can comfortably sit in church and pray and worship, and you're not thinking, oh God, I need to leave now. There's money in the hands of the right people is a powerful tool of impact. In the hands of the right people, it creates options, it creates services, and it creates freedom for a lot of people. I had to honestly accept the fact that my ignorance was not humility. No, it wasn't humility, it was bondage. I once read this quote somewhere: money simply amplifies who you already are. And I just said it earlier on in the video. Money simply amplifies who you already are. And then when I realized that I want to be a giver, I want to be someone who helps people, I want to be someone who, the honest truth is, I want to be that person who, when I leave this earth, I want people to remember me. Not just them remembering me like, oh, Iconia was this, Iconia was such a vibe, Iconia was, no. I want people to be like, if not for Iconia, I wouldn't have been here today. If not for Iconia, I wouldn't have achieved this. If not for Iconia, I wouldn't have known about Jesus Christ. If not for Iconia, I wouldn't have been this, I wouldn't have been that. And you need money to do a lot of things. It's easy for you to convince people about the results that you have when you have money. Imagine someone coming to tell you, or someone trying to sell a course to you on how to make $1 million, and they don't look the part. You see why you need money? God, faith, and finance. What they don't teach us. Now, for a long time while we're growing up, we're being taught to seek the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all other things shall be added unto you. But the thing is, they don't tell us the other part. They just tell us, seek the kingdom first. Seek the kingdom first. And that's not a bad thing. Honestly speaking, that's not a bad thing. In fact, that's like one of the best things to do. Honestly speaking. But the fact that you now have a lot of people term it as unspiritual for you to want to seek wealth, for you to want to have wealth. We were never taught how to handle wealth in the kingdom. We were never taught that God is strategic. That stewardship is not about singing and tithing. It's also about managing what you already have. And so I started reading, I started learning, I started listening. And the more I started to listen, the more I started to open my heart to a lot of truth that were being concealed about when it comes to your faith and your finance. The more I started to realize that all along I've been in, I don't even know what word to use, but I started to see how much I was blinded, that I wasn't really understanding everything that I was supposed to understand. It was like a half-sided truth. How am I rewiring my mindset? The first thing is I stopped speaking lack. Honestly, as hard as it might sound, I had to stop it. I really had to stop speaking lack. Even when I don't have money, I don't say I don't have money. I say something else. I am learning how to manage my wealth. I'm building. You're building wealth. You need to be strategic about these things. I had to shift my mindset. The second thing that I had to do was to start seeing money as a servant, not a master. A lot of people today are seriously chasing money. They are chasing money. And a great man once said, If you live your life chasing money, you've already lost it. You were not created to chase money. You were not supposed to chase money. Money is supposed to serve you. I am learning that I'm in control of my money and not the other way around. Money will not control me. I will not keep chasing money until the day that I leave this earth. Money is already attracted to me. I do not chase it. It's not the other way around. I won't. Anytime that I catch myself thinking about it, I'm chasing it. I'm just so quick to catch myself and remind myself who is in control here. Exactly. Now, the third step that I had to take was to watch who I listen to. You're watching this right now. One person that I'm going to recommend that you listen to with respect to finance is Apostle Joshua Selman. At least that is someone that I've started listening to. I think since I made up my mind that I was going to start my financial journey, he was one person that I started listening to, and I really started understanding. As we go on this journey, any more person that I find, I will keep on dropping it for you, because I honestly want you to grow as much as I'm growing. So Apostle Joshua Selman is someone that you need to listen to, and when you start listening to the right people, there's this shift that happens in your mind, and you start to understand the bigger picture. You start to see why. Look, the person you're listening to, the people that you're listening to, you have no idea how much they affect what's going on in here until you stop listening to them, and you'd be so surprised. You'd be like, what? Number 4, I am constantly always asking God for wisdom, not just for wealth. Now, I said this thing on my TikTok a while ago. If you're truly ready for the things that you're praying for, the things that you're asking for, don't you think that God would have given it to you? And it really shifted a lot in my mind. You need wisdom. You need wisdom on how to work with people. You need wisdom on how to build right relationships. You need wisdom on how to manage those things. You need wisdom to handle finances. So many things. So you need wisdom to manage the wealth that you're asking God for. You need wisdom to handle the resources. You need wisdom to know what to do at the right time and in the right place. So ask God for wisdom. Focus on asking Him for wisdom instead of just asking Him for wealth. Step number 5 that I'm taking is I am learning out loud. I am learning, LOL. I am learning out loud. One of the reasons why I created this channel, as scary, as cringe, as uncomfortable as it may be, was because I really wanted a higher level of accountability. When I remember that I'm supposed to drop a video every week, and I wouldn't just come up here and yap to you, I have to make sure that I am learning something so that I can be of value to you. So that when you click or when you see me, you're like, oh, Iconia has something good to tell me today. And I just don't. A great man said, nobody claps for you for the same thing twice. They only clap for you for that thing once. So I always have to make sure that I am learning something. I am learning out loud. I am learning in public. I am coming up here to share it with you because I also want you to change. I also want you to stop having that mindset. And that is why I am learning out loud. Let me leave you with some truth that changed my life. Number 1, money does not mean that you're a rude person. Money just reveals who you already are. Money doesn't change people. It doesn't. Oh, when I have money, I will change. Oh my God, when I have money, I will give you 1 million naira. Oh my God, when I have money, I'm going to give you 10,000 naira. That's a lie. My granddad used to say, if you cannot share your 5 naira with somebody, you're not going to be able to share your 5,000 naira with somebody. If you're a giver, you're going to be a giver even from your little up until you're plenty. So you cannot be shouting that, oh, I just can't give because I do not have. I mean, look at the story of the woman in the Bible, the poor widow who gave her widow's mite. Now, the second mindset shift that I had is there is no price for struggling in silence. There is no price. There's nothing like, oh, you're going to be the most awarded person for struggling in silence. If you need help about certain things, come out and speak up. Get up and seek knowledge about those things. The third thing, you do not have to suffer to be spiritual. This goes out to a lot of my Christian brothers and Christian sisters. You do not need to start suffering. You don't need to live in poverty, lack, and want. And then you now say, oh, I'm so spiritual. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't. I mean, recently I've been reading the book of Genesis. So far that I've been reading, Abraham was wealthy. Abraham had wives, flocks. Like he had a lot of flocks. He had his land, everything. He had sheep, he had cattle. What do you think they were eating? What exactly do you think? Even when he wanted to bury his wife Sarah, he had the money to pay for the land that he used to bury her. The field, he had the money to pay for it. Isaac had the money. Isaac had the sheep. He had the flock. He had the animals, everything. He had servants. Jacob also had his own. Esau had his own. So as far back as we've been reading, or as I have been reading rather, I'm seeing that even our grandfathers in faith in the Bible, our ancestors, they had money. So why do you think that you need to suffer? Why? Like, who made you think that, oh, having money is a bad thing? It's not spiritual for you to suffer, so kill that mindset. God doesn't like you to suffer. I mean, the Bible tells us, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Did you hear it? Or am I the only person hearing it? The Lord is my shepherd, I will not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. Do you know what it means to lie down in green pastures? Have you seen green pastures before? You're laying in green pastures. So why do you think that suffering suddenly means, even when you go through the valley of the shadow of death, He is still with you? So why do you suddenly just think that, oh, because you're suffering, you're now suddenly spiritual? Why? The fourth thing that I had an understanding of was, just because you started being broke or you started life broke doesn't mean you have to stay broke. Just because things started off for you the way you were not expecting it to doesn't mean it has to end that way. One thing that I love God for was the fact that He gave us choices. We have decisions to make, and for every decision that you make, there are consequences. If you decide to just sit at home, you do not learn a skill, you do not learn how to speak properly, you don't learn how to write properly, you do not learn how to manage money, you don't learn how to handle money, you don't learn how to build relationships with people, because whether you like it or not, you need relationship with people. You just decide, you know what, I'm just going to sit still and be on my own and not. Remind yourself that you're not chasing riches, you're building wealth. Building wealth in wisdom, wealth in finance, wealth in value. That's what you're doing. And understand the fact that this journey is just beginning. If you're tired about being confused about money, emotionally, financially, and otherwise, and you're ready to start understanding, join me on this journey, someone who is also learning just like you. Like this video, subscribe, let us both unlearn together all the wrong mindsets that we have about money. Remember that mindset is the foundation of your financial future, so let us build it strong.